Having some technological issues this morning. Trying not to work for me this morning. So good morning, everyone. Pardon my reach. I'm trying to get everything set up. Good morning, Tina. I think I saw Danny. Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I am definitely, y'all. I say I miss you guys. I definitely miss you guys. Missing 1 week of a scope does something. It seems like we haven't been talking forever. So good morning from Michigan. Good morning, everybody, sister. Everybody's sister. All right. Good morning. So, yeah, I am definitely. I'm traveling this morning, but I wanted to make sure that I touch point with you all this morning before I left. For those of you who are joining for the very first time, my name is Marquisa Williams. I am the CEO and founder of Elevate Leadership Enterprises. All things leadership. I'm just passionate about empowering leaders, encouraging leaders, giving you the tools that you need to be an effective leader. Oftentimes we see people in leadership, and, sometimes it's earned and sometimes it's given. Sometimes, it's just how it is. But sometimes I found out that sometimes leaders are called to lead groups, organizations, start their own business, but they may not necessarily be equipped and have the right resources that they need to be successful. So I'm here on these leadership lifts every Monday morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, just to drop some nuggets on leadership. So again, my name is Marquisa Williams. I am the CEO and founder of Elevate Leadership Enterprises. Definitely share these scopes with those who you may think that these could be useful for them. And if you've missed any of the scopes, I usually put them on my fan page, which is I am Marquisa on Facebook, and then also I post them also. Good morning, Minister Graham, and also I post them as well on YouTube. So you can also join my YouTube station, and by simply just typing in my name. Also, another quick plug before I get started is that if you have not signed up for my free ebook, go to my website. Go to my website at marquisawilliams.com, and you could get my free ebook, 5 Things Anyone Leading Anything Should Know. 5 Things Anyone Leading Anything Should Know. And then you'll automatically be put into my distribution list for my monthly newsletters. So again, thank you so much so early for the hearts. I appreciate it. I missed you all for sure. My job has really been keeping me busy. So I missed last week, and I am traveling again this morning, but I wanted to make sure I spoke to you all this week. I don't like to miss too much time with chatting with you. So for this month of May, I'm doing a growth series. So I spoke about where I kind of got the concept from. Not only is it springtime and we talk about growing and blooming and blossoming, but I also thought about the text in Luke where Jesus, he grew in stature, he grew in wisdom, and he grew in favor with God and with man. So who else better than to model in leadership is how do we grow like Jesus grew? And like I said, in stature and wisdom and favor with God and with man. A lot of times as leaders, we say we're a leader, we're starting our business, we're starting our ministry, we're preaching, we're teaching, we're doing all these wonderful things. But sometimes we just jump in head on without taking the proper steps to get there. We admire those people that are on the pulpit. We admire our professors. We admire those who are just sowing into us constantly, but we don't know all the stuff that it took for them to get there. So there's a process to our growth and to, getting the word out and to getting to share with others what we know. right? So last time, or on our first part of our growth series, we spoke about what it takes to physically grow. You know, the word tells us that we need milk and nourishments and vitamins and all those things to physically grow before we can actually chew on the harder stuff, the meat, right? We need all of those things. And again, growing is an actual process. So last time that we spoke, the stages of growth in the life of a leader, there are stages, of course, how we influence. Again, so for this series on growth, I want to take you through the same steps again and the principles. So I recognize in order to be an effective leader, these steps are necessary for our success. All right. So what does it take to physically grow? I just mentioned that. We define growth. So what is growth? Just to revisit this, growth is a living thing or undergo natural development by increasing in size and changing physically, and it's progress to maturity. Progress to maturity. So there's a natural progression, a natural development in increasing our size, our impact, our influence, and also just changing physically. And whether it be our companies, our ministries, whatever that may be, we grow physically by, the number of people that we're serving now, people that are joining our churches, our ministries, etc. And then the second part to growth was to become larger or greater over a period of time, to increase. So again, it takes time to grow. We cannot start from here and then we just walk into an organization and then we are the top of our game. It takes us to gain something, to learn something, to experience something. And that's what I want to talk about today is wisdom. We have to grow in our knowledge and our experiences, which equates to wisdom. So what is wisdom? As you all know, I like to define what I'm talking about first. All right. So I looked up the word wisdom, and it says that wisdom is knowledge that is gained by having many experiences in life, not just one. Because we are in a diverse society, we have to be able to meet people where they are. Is nothing worse than a leader who has been sheltered or just in a box all of their lives, and then they venture out into this big, big world and not be able to handle what they're facing, not be able to handle the questions that come towards them, right? So wisdom is knowledge that is gained by having having many experiences in life. And then the other definition is it is their natural ability to understand things that most other people cannot understand. So it takes some experiences, it takes some life experiences, it takes some good morning, Christine. Good morning, Deanna. I saw you. Thank you so much, Deanna, for blessing us. She really spoke to us about mental health and how we need to be healthy in our minds. Amazing and powerful teaching she did. So thank you so much, Deanna, for sharing that on this week. So it's such an amazing thing as a charge to be called to leadership. It's a huge responsibility. So again, our topic on part 2 is wisdom. So again, we defined it as experiences, life experiences. It's having the natural ability to understand what most people can't understand, right? So that's just powerful in itself. So I find this definition again to be powerful. It speaks volumes to us as leaders. So having wisdom stems from, again, experiences and have the abilities to understand other people. So in order to do that, we have to be around some people. We have to sit under some people. I think about Jesus and his disciples and how in order for them to carry on the gospel, carry on the word, right? They had to sit under Jesus. They had to sit under his teaching. Same thing for us. So I'm going to pose this question to you. Who are you sitting under? Are you seeking wisdom? Are you just, just going off the cuff? Because again, life experiences is a teacher. But those experiences also take some nurturing and some guidance. We need mentors in our lives. We need peers in our lives. We need to be around others to learn and to continue to grow. Amen. So even Jesus sought wisdom from the Father. He snuck away and he had to get insight. Yes, we need to glean. That's right, Virtue 58. We need to glean from other people in order to grow and to increase our knowledge. Yes, we need mentors. We need coaches. We need all of those people in order to feed us so that we can pour out into others. So yes, I'm called to developing leaders and to exhort and to admonish and to teach and to really sow into others' lives. But guess what? That passion doesn't go anywhere if nothing is going in. So we have to be able to and be willing to be taught. Leaders have to be willing to be taught, to be students. We can't go out and teach if we're not willing to be taught. So that is the nugget for today. So going to school, learning from others, taking online courses. That's right, having a teachable spirit. Absolutely. Networking, meeting with other people. So there's a Joyce Gilmer. She has a ministry called Kingdom Sisters Network. I'm telling you, this ministry that she has, this network of women, we from all walks of life, all across the country, we pour into each other and we just listen and glean from what others have to teach. Again, Sister Deanna, I would not have met her if it wasn't for Kingdom Sisters Network. I would not have met Christina and learning about financial stewardship and all these different things if I was not willing to learn from another. I'm blocking some folks this morning. Amen. So again, attend some seminars. This past weekend, I am also a certified biblical counselor. So every year I am intentional about going to this conference to be poured into and to be sown into. And this topic was about forgiveness and fear and how fear stagnates us and how we need to live in hope and not fear. And this conference was so amazing. I sat under wonderful teachings from Thursday to Saturday, just sitting there pondering and taking in some things to carry on, because as leaders, we know, yes, we're leaders, but there's a fear factor sometimes. There's lack of hope when we don't think that we're reaching our audience the way we should, or we don't think that we're moving as fast as we would like to, or our ministries are not thriving and things like that. So I sat under some awesome leaders over this past 3 days to glean and to gain wisdom and insight from other people. Because in leadership, we cannot do this thing on our own. We have to sit, we have to learn, we have to glean, we have to have a teachable spirit, as someone shared. Thanks for so much, Sister Deanna, for taking the time. Join us back. Share with your followers. Have a wonderful day. I know people have to go to work. It's 8:30 a.m. and we really have to start our day. But I wanted to definitely take the time to really just share this insight on wisdom. I'm very passionate about learning and being taught. No leader can know enough. We still have to keep growing and growing and growing in wisdom. Amen. So our experiences in life and the knowledge we gain is actually not all just for ourselves. Again, we get it to give back. We get the wisdom to give back. There's so many leaders who just take knowledge and wisdom and they hoard it. And they keep it for themselves, and it never goes anywhere because, the motive is not right. We have people who have this head knowledge, they have book knowledge, they have all these degrees and so on, and they just keep it to themselves because they want to showboat. They just want to be the one who knows it all. That's not the case. We want to make sure that we are sharing what we are learning, sharing with others so that we can be influences in our community, in our homes. Because I recognize also in leadership, it's not just about being leaders in ministry, it's not being at the top of the corporate ladder, but it's also being effective leaders in our homes, being able to teach, our children. So if we're not studying the word, if we're not reading, if we're not looking at documentaries, we're not talking to other people in our community, how can we be effective even in our parenting? How can we know knowledge on who to even vote for? In politics, we have to be able to do all of these things. Yes, absolutely. It is certainly not about us. We have to learn to share, to pour out into the lives of other people. That's what effective leadership is all about. It's all about the people, not just for ourselves. So keep that in mind as we continue to grow and talk about this thing in our growth series this month. Dr. Renee, thank you so much. I'm still singing, right? I'm still singing that song, right? So again, networking with others is so important. Having that teachable spirit, gaining in knowledge, gaining in wisdom is not just for ourselves. Amen. It's just not for ourselves. So it's a lifetime. It's what we gain over a lifetime. Remember, wisdom is life experiences. Even our hurts, even our mistakes is a teachable moment for someone else. It's not about perfection. I had the opportunity to meet a wise woman. I'm quite sure she's well in her 80s, who is, her name is June Hunt. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, but she has, when I tell you, she has hundreds of books and pamphlets and teaching material. And I had the opportunity to meet her at this conference. And I had her autograph one of her pamphlets on perfectionism. That's something that I am working through. But what I realized that perfectionism, we want to do things in excellence as a leader. But what I learned over this weekend is perfectionism can lead to procrastination, which creates more delays. And sometimes we never get anything done. So I actually had her autograph the pamphlet on perfectionism, because that's something as a leader that I am working through. And again, I had to be transparent in that moment. And that's another tip. With wisdom, transparency becomes easier. You're no longer ashamed of what you struggle with, because your wisdom, your insight, your internal struggles can be something that helps somebody else. That's wisdom. That is wisdom. So gaining wisdom, yes, takes daily. Yes. You are sharing, my sister, Virtue 58. Can you give me your first name, please? Please, please, please. I would love to call you by your first name and get familiar with you. Amen. But yes, it takes daily progress. Reading our word, reading material that's going to stretch us, audiobooks, listening. And one of the things that stops us as leaders from gaining wisdom, we say, I don't have enough time for another class. I don't have enough time to read. I don't have enough time to study like I used to. All of those things. But guess what? I guarantee you it takes 7 minutes. If you take 7 minutes from your lunchtime, 7 minutes in the morning before you put your feet on the ground, you can do it. There's so many resources out there that literally takes 2 minutes to gain. Sometimes you may not have a physical book, but start thinking about ways where you can actually multitask. One thing that I've learned, and I'm sharing some wisdom, that sometimes I may not have an opportunity to read a physical book, but an audio book. Research says that what we hear consistently goes in to our psyche unaware. We realize that, yes, reading 10 pages a day, but also just listening to something in our ears goes into our minds. It goes into our psyche. It goes down into our hearts. Listening absolutely is a vital and critical instrument in how we learn. So while you're cleaning your home, if you're a homemaker, while you're cleaning the house, while you're driving, you can listen to audiobooks. All of those things matter. So don't take those things lightly. No more excuses on learning and how we can continually learn and to gain wisdom and insight. So today, that's really what I had for you. And I did, as I was writing and thinking about this series on wisdom, I came up with this. I typically don't do this, but it was just fun to do. I did a acronym. Where is it now that I have my notes? Let's see. So we expand our knowledge. Did I put that in here? So it's about, it's called LEG. It's LEG. L is to learn. E is to share your experiences. And G is to continue to grow. And S is to share. LEGS. L is for learning, continually learning. E is to share your experiences as a leader. G is to continue to grow in who you are in stature and wisdom and knowledge and networking and enhancing your circle, your influence. That's growth. And then S is to share what you have learned. Share what your experiences are. All right. So yes. So remember that. LEGS. L is for learning. E is for experience. G is grow, and S is to share. So that's what wisdom is all about. I will post. Post that acronym for us. So thank you for joining this morning's leadership lift. I hope that these leadership lifts have been a blessing. Continue to share these. Share with your followers. These leadership lifts. Yes, LEGS. Learning, experience, growth, and sharing. So, hey, that could be a book. That could say something. That probably could preach, I'm quite sure. But amen. Thank you again for joining our leadership lift. Pray for my traveling mercies today. I will be away from home for a week, missing my family, but I'll be doing some things and helping to develop other leaders. I have that wonderful opportunity to sow into others, even in my place of work. And I hope that you will share the replays with everyone. Again, follow me every morning, Monday morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Periscope. My website is marquisawilliams.com. You can learn more about the workshops that I provide. I have a C4 principle, P4 factor, some workshops that's already built that you could share with your ministries, share with your businesses, and different trainings that I provide, even specialized training, some coachings that I provide. So again, check out my website. I think that it will be a blessing. Again, sign up for my free ebook, 5 Things Anyone Leading Anything Should Know. Again, have a wonderful Monday. Have a wonderful week. Have a great day.